The 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special. Harley-Davidson's design team pulled out all the stops for its special version of the new Pan America 1250 platform, and it shows throughout the details. Electronic suspension controls join with a TPMS and high output, adaptive headlight that responds to changes in lean angle as you stoop to a corner. The addition of heated hand grips and brush guards increase the Special's cold weather and off-road utility, plus it rolls with a center stand that helps ease the pain of trailside stops. To enhance its adventure worthiness, the engine has a variable valve timing feature that broadens the tractable power band, and the suspension sports an optional adaptive ride height feature in an industry first. The Special is a more appropriate machine for riders who are more likely to head off-road than its more street-centric base model sibling, the Pan America 1250. 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special Design. It would be easy to say that the Moco is breaking new ground, and they are in contemporary terms, but you could argue that the factory is simply returning to its roots. From its inception more than a century ago, when many roads were little more than dirt trails, Harley-Davidson has stood for adventure, says Jochen Zeitz, Chairman, President, and CEO Harley-Davidson. So I'm very proud to present Pan America as the first adventure touring bike designed and built in America. The Pan America models exude that go-anywhere spirit, shared today by riders in the U.S. and around the globe who want to experience the world on a motorcycle. Toward that end, the Pan America 1250 Special looks like nothing that has come out of Milwaukee in generations. It leads off with a stubby front fairing that, while I find it a bit stodgy looking, I still prefer to any and all sorts of bird beak fairings. One of my other favorite ADV bikes is Honda's Africa Twin, and I like the overall look because of the same reason, if I'm honest. The Special's blocky front fairing houses an all-LED Daymaker adaptive headlamp that works with an inboard IMU to gauge the angle of lean. It illuminates the curve accordingly in steps as a series of LED emitters with different aim points light up in the turn with stops at 8 degrees, 15 degrees, and 23 degrees. Behind the adjustable, rally-style windscreen is a full-color 6.8-inch TFT touchscreen that serves as a one-stop shop for all of the instrumentation along with the infotainment and ride quality controls. The rider's triangle allows for a standing riding position to tackle the more technical off-road stuff. This is backed up by a quick-adjust brake pedal that you can move to a more comfortable position without benefit of tools allowing you to switch back and forth as changing conditions demand. Subframe mount foot pegs and a stock pillion pad join a beefy set of JC handles that meet in the back to form a small luggage rack, but if you want any real storage capacity, you'll have to spring for the optional panniers and top case. 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special Chassis. The steel trellis frame on the Pan America 1250 Special is made up of separate head and tail pieces that use the engine as a stressed member to complete the structure and eliminate several large chunks of tubing in the process. A steering damper comes stock on the Special to help take the edge off the kickback prevalent in off-road use. Rake and trail are 25 degrees and 6.2 inches respectively, figures that deliver a mixed bag of agility and tracking at speed, but it's the suspension that steals the show. Showa provides the hardware for the semi-active front and rear suspension while HD developed the software in-house to deliver a ride that can compete with the best ADV bike manufacturers around the globe. Dynamic damping control delivers the goods with a vehicle loading control system that detects the current load and automatically sets the preload accordingly. Not only that, but when you come to a stop, the adaptive ride height option kicks in and lets the rear end sag 1 or 2 inches, depending on the moving preload setting. You can lower the seat further yet to the tune of 2 more inches, with the optional low seat, or jack it up 2 inches with the tall saddle, all of which works together to make you comfortable at stops while maintaining the 8.3-inch ground clearance and 7.5-inch suspension travel needed for serious off-road work. Cast wheels round out the rolling chassis in a 19-inch diameter ahead of a 17-incher, but if you're into that dirt life, you can opt for the tubeless wire spoke wheels instead. Dual-surface Michelin Scorcher Adventure hoops round out the rolling chassis in a 120/70 up front and a 170/60 out back with a stealth knobby tread that ensures traction both on road and off-road. Dual 320mm discs and 4-piston Brembo calipers haul down the front end with a 280mm disc on the rear and ABS protection as part of the standard equipment package. 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special Drivetrain. Power for the Pan America 1250 Special comes from the new Revolution Max 1250 engine to the tune of 150 horsepower at 9 grand, backed up by 94 pound-feet of torque that tops out at 6,750 revolutions per minute. That's right, in a sharp departure from the norm, Harley-Davidson built a liquid-cooled V-twin with dual overhead cams and a short stroke layout. Bore and stroke mic out at 105 mm and 72 mm respectively for a 1,252 cc displacement and sizzling 13:1 compression ratio, but that 91-octane fuel is the price you have to pay for all those ponies, though the advanced knock detection sensors should help you run it on lower octane fuel if that's all you can get. Self-adjusting hydraulic valve lifters act on the quartet of poppets per head to limit valve noise and extend the service period, but the real star here is the variable valve timing feature that permits the cam and its drive gear to rotate independent of each other to deepen the torque well and provide optimal valve timing for any given rev range. A slip-and-assist clutch couples engine power to the 6-speed transmission that, similar to the old Evo Sporty engine, rides in a common casting with the engine cases to make the drivetrain a self-contained unit. Speaking just to this particular mechanic specifically and the overall performance in general, this Revolution Max 1250 is comparable and competitive with the other top AVD bike brands like Ducati and its Multistrada for instance, or perhaps the Triumph Tiger or one of Beamer's Galant Stas models. 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special Price. For the launch of the Pan America 1250 Special, you can choose the Vivid Black over Black package for $19,999, Gauntlet Gray Metallic over Black runs $20,249 and the two-tone Baja Orange Stone Washed White Pearl, also over Black, for $20,349. 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special Competitors. It's a rare thing for Harley-Davidson to try to compete outside its comfort zone, and rarer still to take on another genre on its own terms, but Milwaukee managed to do both, so let's see how it stacks up against one of the best Europe has to offer, the BMW R1250gs Adventure. Beamer calls it a Galant Stas over land and street, and that pretty much sums up the platform. Additionally, the Adventure is built with an off-road bias much like HD's Special, so let's get to it. BMW R1250gs Adventure. Right off the bat, the GS rocks a bird's beak front fairing that strikes more of a dirt bike note than the blunt bow on the PA. It's a typical entry for the genre, and I gotta say that BMW makes it jive with the rest of the bodywork quite nicely. A narrow, rally-style windscreen and stock hand guards deliver roughly the same level of pilot protection, and the Beamer rolls with similar bike and engine protection with ample bolt-on guards and a bash plate. The bad news starts for the Bayerisch almost immediately. The suspension is rather lackluster for an ADV bike at this price point and is positively medieval compared to the stock electronic stems on the Harley. That stock bit is important as BMW does offer electronic suspension, but it's optional equipment. Things don't really improve for the GS in the engine department either. The 1,254cc Boxer Twin puts out a claimed 136 horsepower with 105 pound-feet of torque against HD's 150/94 in what is more or less a sidegrade at best. Beamer makes some up in the electronics suite to meet HD tit for tat in the ride quality and control category with lean-sensitive ABS, traction control, hill start control, and ride modes. If you were expecting HD to price as usual, which is to say too damn high, you may be surprised to hear that the BMW R1250gs is priced a touch higher at $20,345 to make the HD Pan America competitive in every pertinent category. Read our full review of the BMW R1250gs Adventure. He said, "Truth be told, I wasn't really feeling the Pan Am, but that was based mainly on looks. Once I started to learn more about what it had going on under the hood, I was increasingly like, oh hell yeah." By the end, I had decided if I had 20 grand laying around I didn't need, I would definitely be adding this one to the stable, and I'd ride it like I stole it. She said. My wife and fellow motorcycle rider, Alan Hinton, says, "There is so much to say about this new Pan America 1250 Special. Harley teased us 3 years ago as part of their More Roads to Harley-Davidson campaign, and we finally see the finished product. This is no baby step, toe in the water attempt at an adventure bike. The whole package says, go big or go home, and everything about the Pan America 1250 Special puts it in the mix with all the heavy hitters in the adventure game. Ask me what I'm most excited about and I'll say it's the adaptive ride height feature. With the factory-installed optional suspension, the bike squats when you come to a stop, making it easier to put your feet on the ground. As a height-challenged person, I gotta love the possible 30.4-inch seat height on an adventure bike without compromising ground clearance." 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special Specifications.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.